This is Sean Smith and his incredible debut album, Solo.
I don't need to like it, I don't need to fight it, I just wanna be a lost lover owner. I wanna feel your fire. You're twisting and turning, you're kissing and running.
Sean Smith's debut album, Solo. Pre-order now.
Hi guys, I'm Sean from Sound Active Entertainment, and today I am with Sean Smith. Everyone must know him by now. Hi Sean.
How are you, Sean?
Not too bad, not too bad. Weird, isn't it, Sean? Two different spellings.
I know. Do you know what? The guy, Jonathan, who set this interview up, he messaged me yesterday saying, Sean, just so you know, he's going to call you that. And he spelled it your way, and I messaged him saying, it's actually S-E-A-N. He was like, I was talking about the other
It's crazy. You did originally come, famous in 2007, didn't you, really? You started getting releases and stuff out in 2007, didn't you?
That's it, yeah. Well, the world sort of changed because of going on the X Factor, and it's sort of from, you know, it's sort of doing random gigs all over the place and different shows and stuff to all of a sudden bang in the limelight. You know, it was a whirlwind after that as well.
Yes, 2007, it's we're in 2020 now, so there's a lot of years there, isn't there? So
making me feel old, dude.
You've done a fair bit, haven't you? You've done 2007, 2018. You did Magic and Fire, didn't you? What got released?
That's it, yeah. Well, that was all after all the sort of X Factor stuff sort of gone. And everything with the System Insane Difference. That kind of lasted a good 8-9 years after the X Factor finished, and then it was like, well, where do we go from here? And obviously she went on to start her own dance school and performance called the SD Studios, and which left me sort of solo, and luckily enough got signed to Energise, and I've got all these different singles out now, and Magic and Fire being the first to actually turn me on started it, and it's got loads of stuff out now, loads of stuff to look at.
Brilliant. What's it like being a solo artist then?
At first it felt really odd, particularly when you're playing live, because I've been so used to kind of like getting myself rallied with my sister before going on, you know, and we get each other in the mode for being on stage, but without her I'm having to do that all on my own, so it's and I don't know, because you probably feel it as a DJ, you know, you always have to get yourself in the right frame of mind to get
you have to give yourself that inspiration, like boost yourself and psych yourself up, or play a few tunes before you go out the door and get there about an hour before and start like bouncing away and getting psyched up stuff. But it's same with everywhere, really.
100%, it's no different, but with Sarah we kind of like build each other, we feed off each other's energy. Now I have to sort of find it on my own, but I've absolutely loved being a solo artist. It's what I always wanted, even before the X Factor, you know, I wanted to be solo, so now that I've got the chance to do that, it's just it's like boyhood dream come true, you know. The vinyls got released recently, and that was like, wow, as if I got my own vinyl, you know, with my own records.
Yeah, it's once in a million that happens to someone, doesn't it, really?
Yeah, I mean, it's taken a lot of hard work, you know, a lot of time in the studio, a lot of back and forth with producers, a lot of back and forth with record label management, but it's one of those things when it all finally comes together, it's really special. And I tell you, doing it, there's something about doing it solo. That it feels, you know, it's all about you at the end of the day, and it's your own thoughts and feelings that are getting put out to the world. It's so different.
It's the vibe, innit? At the end of the day, you got that vibe, and that's what you live with. It's one of them.
Yeah, 100%. But I'm loving it. I think there'll always be fans that will love how things were back in the day, the same difference. I think there'll also be fans that didn't really get that, and now will sort of come on this journey with me solo. Whichever way it works out is perfect for me, because at the end of the day, I just love making music, and I love being an artist. It's what I've always dreamt of, and now I'm finally living it, you know.
Yeah, so on. You did something in the lockdown with your sister for the NHS. Can you tell me a bit about that?
Yeah, definitely. Well, it was, as you said, like been about 13 years since the X Factor happened, and when everything happened with lockdown, and I started to see, all these wonderful things that people were doing. Everyone's going outside and clapping, and everyone wanted to kind of like say, right, what can we do as a collective to beat this down? And that feeling was really with me when we first started lockdown. And I thought, we've got to do something, we've got to use the profile that we used to have to kind of do something to help. I think everyone first, didn't they? Everyone wanted to think, what can I do to help the community?
Yeah, they did, yeah.
Friends. And for us, obviously, what we know best is music. And I thought, why not bring the band back together for a one-off record for a really good cause? And it's all in aid of NHS charities together, and the song's fantastic. It was written by an old school teacher, and it was literally just one night I was having a few drinks and in my garden, and it just came to me. I thought, God, that was a great song, and I wonder if we could rejig the lyrics around to kind of work with this current situation. And within a couple of days, our old school teacher basically had it planned out for us, and within a few days we were kind of doing it the social distance way, recording at home and stuff,
Yeah.
It took a lot of doing it. It took a long while to get there. But once we finally did, I'm happy with the way it all turned out. It's a great thing to do for a great cause.
That's brilliant. Yeah, so like a lot of things have been done through lockdown. Lots of things went on Facebook, like Insta, doing live DJs and everything else like that. But the thing with Facebook, they didn't let the barriers down. There was doing you for copyrighted music and stuff, and there was muting your videos and stuff, and it was like, give us a chance because we can't go out, so we're doing this for the NHS. They just mute you, and it's like, can you not lift that borderline for like easily once a week for us, and not like just mute it? And it's not nice seeing your things muted, and you're like thinking, is there any point? 'Cause I did like 2 or 3 myself, and then it just kept getting muted, and I'm like, look, once alright, but once it continued, I was like, no chance. I'm not going to do it to get muted. And then you're like, people are like, I can't hear you. Blame Facebook. And
I feel like there's been a lot of unfair things throughout lockdown, but I think it's one of them things everyone's having to deal with the same. So I think just sort of take it as a. I mean, it's like I do a lot of stage work, and of course everything's completely closed down now. And I've got a lot of friends on Facebook and who are in the game as well. And like a lot of them are really struggling. I've been put in this group. It's like I think they're gonna try and send a message to Parliament and all this kind of stuff. And I don't know, man. I like to kind of like take a bit of a passive approach. And that something will always come to you. You'll always find a way. And, but it's tough. I mean, for everyone in lockdown, it's. A lot of people are going through like mental health stuff, struggling indoors. A lot of people that are really social, that aren't getting the chance to do that. And some people are going, well, do you know what? I'm going to go out and do it, which is, breaking the law essentially.
Yeah, it's not the way to break the law. It's just terrible. There's some people around where I am and stuff are going out, and I think it was about 5 weeks ago, and there was a DJ in there, and I'm like looking at the corner, and they've got a barrier around it, and I'm like. And I said, you were the DJ? He's like, yeah, you can't come near me. I said, you're not allowed to be in pubs. He was like, yeah, but I'm only playing background music. I said, well, the law says different. He goes, I've got no problem in it, the venue's got no problem in it. That's what I was on about the COVID venues just breaking the law. But they brought this 50% out to help the venue, because they get 50% off and the venue give 50% off, and the government they give it back to the venue. But I think it's coming down to some of the venues greed. Where it's like, we need money, we're being closed for 6 months. Yeah, but we've had 10 grand. I know you wouldn't have made that in the time you've shut, but it's better than the kick and the nuts. It's a lot better than anything, to be fair.
Say it like it is, Sean.
It's like some venues like, 10 grand ain't gonna cover me. Well, try and look at everyone else. No one got government grant, because what to do, you've got to fill an application online and stuff, and if you haven't got a clear credit for 5 years, you don't get it.
Yeah, crazy stuff, man. great
So,
stuff, you know. It's, you know, I just think I don't take nothing really from it ever, and there's, you know, obviously we all have to give to the government, but I haven't taken anything from this time around, and I don't think I ever have really, apart from like times when I've been to the NHS, and we do an incredible job, by the way, which is partly why we went ahead and did. I just feel like it's all take, but at the end of the day, you know, the world's got to live, hasn't it?
it's got to live, but I think at the minute it's like the toilet paper situation. I know it's not nothing to do with this, but the toilet paper situation. What was all that about? Was he all going to buy Vindaloo or something? And the next day or something? Because I didn't get a word of what that was on about. Toilet paper just on the shelves, nothing. I'm like, what's all that about?
I didn't feel that because I was away on a ship at the time.
Yeah.
There was all the toilet paper we needed. So, but honestly, it was like seeing on my feed how people were going on about toilet paper, and then there was like the Jurassic Park music playing, and it sort of looks up as if you see the dinosaur.
Yeah.
That meme went around, and I thought it was just hilarious. But yeah, I wasn't really I didn't really get that whole thing because I was away, and it wasn't really part of my life.
It's quite freaky, to be honest. Even with the food, it was like shelves was empty. As soon as mentioned lockdown, shelves was empty everywhere. It's like, back in the 80s and stuff, you used to have one loaf of bread, one butter, a bag of sugar, and your yeast and stuff to make your bread and all that. And you had a little box. These days, people go out and fill the trolleys up, and it's like, go back a few centuries back, because they didn't need to be greedy in the shops and stuff. So
I think we've become accustomed now, and obviously there's a lot more people in the world too. You know, it's offspring of everybody. It's more populated. I think there's lots of things to take into consideration. But at the end of the day, I think as a whole, like things, we've got a hell of a lot more things, and a lot more choice, and you know, some of the things that we have now, we hadn't even. You know, I mean, the 80s. I was born in '85. But I mean, the world's evolved so much. You know, I think things are always evolving, moving, and changing for the better. You know, and it's just about adapting. But I absolutely agree. It's not been easy throughout this whole period, and you know, I've got guys like saying we just need help. You know, like why would they be doing that when it's, you know, blocking our sound? You know, that kind of stuff. You want a voice. You want to do whatever you can to push on and succeed. And sometimes these things are put against you. But as I said, man, I think there's always ways. There's always people finding revolutionary ways to move and change. And I think that's the best way now, is to be adaptive.
Everyone needs to get adapted. It's just mental the way it is at the minute. But like, people are going, aren't you going to go DJing yet? I'm like, well, no, not really. No, because it don't. I'm happy with the break, but the break's a bit too long now. But I said I'll just do some live interviews and keep myself busy in the meantime, because I don't want to go out and break the law and all this and then get all my stuff took off me, and I'm thinking right back to square one when I first started out. I'll have to buy it all with funds what don't exist anymore, and it's just like living on the money you've actually earned and stuff. And when you come to that borderline, you're like, right, this is when I start needing to stress, because once that money runs out, what do you do? But I think it's the same with everyone in saying entertainers. It's the same everywhere, to be fair with you.
Yeah, 100%. I think there's a hell of a lot of people, as I said, like on my Facebook, that are all in the same boat. But as I said, I think it's about moving, adapting, changing, and doing. As you know, you just got to keep going, and you've got to come with new ideas and new ways, and you know. And it's, for me, like it's been kind of a blessing, because I love walking, treading boards. It's something that I've always loved to do. But there's been times when I thought, like, for example, my album took like 3 years to come up. No, 4.5 years I think it was in the end. Or like saying that, announcing that the album's going to be out to actually coming out. And there was always something, like I was shipped off to do We Will Rock You first time round, and that was like away for 13 months. Then got back, and it was like, the UK tour came in, and then it was like Australia's coming to go and do a tour, and it always kind of put the album on hold. So, when they said lockdown, my first thought was, who's going to buy music? Actually, it's people want it more because they're looking for entertainment, because the indoors and stuff. So we made the conscious decision that let's just get it out, let's just start promoting it. And actually it gave us a good window of opportunity to go ahead and do all that. So
that's what you need.
Yeah, it was, obviously there's the other side of it, not being able to go out and do live performances to promote it, that kind of stuff. And as you know, that's probably one of the biggest things for getting out there, is going out and playing live, being there when people are in there, this heightened excitement, you know, and then they see you and want to go out and like follow you quietly, you know. And I've always been sort of more of a live act, you know, different thing in comparison to just music, you know. So it's very kind of like the whole package comes in together, you know. So but say man, it's about finding new ways in these dark times.
It is actually. You've done quite a bit in the West End, haven't you? Harmony and stuff.
Well, like West End style shows, the Real Rock Cube was obviously a big one, and I played one of the lead parts in that. So that was really cool. I've been on like touring shows that have done like a show called Elvis the King of Rock and Roll, which kind of followed the life of Elvis and like that, entertainment, tons and tons of pantomimes over the years, all that kind of stuff. So treading the boards is just something that's always been natural to me ever since I was young. But big offers sort of came in with West End stuff throughout the time, but for one reason or another, different shows didn't happen over the years, especially when like everything went blew up with Sarah and Same Difference. Because we wanted to keep the name going, we wanted to always perform together. It wasn't always easy when we've got these set parts, you know. So I've got some regrets for not turning down certain roles over the years, and it would have kind of taken me on a different solo path, you know. But I guess you kind of take it as it comes. You do what's best for you at the time, and each day just opens up a new possibility, you know?
Yeah, that's true. How did you find X Factor then, when you went on it?
Yeah, absolutely incredible. Like, completely changed my life overnight, and I'll always be thankful for that. And I think it's the most interesting thing to me still to this day. People always say, what was it like? You know, what was Simon Cowell like? You know, how did it feel every week going in front of all those millions of people? And it was just an incredible experience that kind of took me from one level right through the roof, and all of a sudden it made you someone. Everyone was like interested in what you had to do and say, and just wondering what was next. And it was such a great time in my life, and in a way I'm looking to sort of like do that all over again, but this was solo instead, and really put myself 100% out there. So it's not a hell of a lot different really, but the only difference is like you've already got such a huge profile from being on a big TV show, that it's just so much easier to get yourself out there. Whereas, you know, it kind of feels a bit more like building blocks now. We sort of use what we've got, but also we're kind of like going in this new solo direction. And we need everyone to come along with me.
What other material have you got coming out shortly? Anything new coming out, or have you got things in the pipeline?
Well, there's this really cool band called Beware the Bear, and it's so exciting to me. Do you know how like the best things in life just flow? And it kind of comes organically, and then all of a sudden it's like, it's the thing I've been waiting for, and I didn't realise it was there the whole time, you know. But there's a studio that I recorded down here, because at first when I signed to Energise, I was traipsing up and down to London all the time, and you know, it's not difficult for me because I'm only like an hour and a half away from the train and everything. You don't really get into flow, you know, because so I said, like, what we need is like a local studio, and we found one that's absolutely brilliant. They've got state of the art, like they're all the guys in there are incredible. It's a real great vibe. And while I was in there recording, one of the guy who was doing who was the engineer, just turned around and said, have a listen to this record, like we think you'd sound really good on it. It's something I've been working on with the band. And as soon as he played it to me, I said, look, it's not the kind of vibe that I'm doing, but you know, I'll definitely put a vocal down for you. And he was like, yeah, we'll just see what happens. And we left it kind of like 3 months. Out of the blue, BBC got in touch with him and said they really want to use that record. in one of their BBC Two dramas called Mother, Father, Son.
Yeah.
And it kind of made me go, do you know what? I always knew that song was good, but it was never the style that I was going for.
Yeah.
So, but you know, when these things just open up in front of you, I think,
Yeah.
I knew it was good, and then when it came out, people really liked it, and it's still to this day like my highest streamed record since I've been solo. So I figured, you know what? Let's just do more, and Beware the Bear. Making so many great records, and the vibe with them is just so natural and easy. So I can see myself doing a bit more with them in the future. But at the same time, like, because it's them that's growing and not me in that situation.
Yeah.
Definitely got to have thoughts of like other music to get myself, to keep myself going, keep myself up, and keep the name alive. You know? So it's kind of like a juggling act.
Yeah.
You know, you get a sense of what people are wanting from you.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to sort of deliver to the best of your ability, but at the same time, I think you've got to be who you are and kind of go with the flow of where life is taking you and where you're moving as an artist, you know?
Yeah, it's like myself, it's like a few acts when they go from Facebook or when you get emails and saying, we want a DJ what can read people or read the vibe, and you think, when some other people read the vibe, you can't read mine, but the meaning basically, you've got to know what vibes are on. So if you keep them on that dance floor and play one song, you've got to keep the flow going. If you drop that flow, it's same with me. Yeah, it's like I said when I did a wedding, you need to keep the vibe going. If you don't keep that vibe going, Sean, like you know yourself, your audience just drop and your viewers go down. It's more of like you got to have confidence when you go out yourself, but sometimes I will admit, hands up, sometimes I'm out there and I'll go do like a pub what I've never done before, and your body just like, it's got shivers going up, like, right, how's this night going to be? Is it going to be good? There's new people in the venue, they don't seem to be dancing, and it's, most people don't admit it, but I will perfectly admit it, you do get shivers and you're like, right, how's this night going to go? Because I'm in a new venue, new place, new people, and other DJs go, oh, it's easy, yeah, I've been doing what, 12, 13 years now, and I still come to that conclusion every time I go. Sometimes it's not every time, but then when you've had a fight, right, let's get into this. So we're going to kick the night, we're going to show them a good night, we're going to let them go with a smile on the face, and next time I'm here again, I won't face that. And you get customers coming up to you going, oh, brilliant night, we want dancing, we're not a dancing person. Or like, sometimes I do karaoke, you don't get, I've done quite a few, and you get people not singing, but some people haven't got the confidence to sing, so they're like, oh no, crap, I can't sing. I'm like, well, it takes someone with stronger to sing and get up and sing, so I encourage them and like, come on, you can't do that, I've seen worse than you. And I start playing jingles, like really daft jingles, like to encourage them and funny, and some people go on and I'm like, wow, I didn't know you had that. It's like, I've never sung karaoke before, and I'm like, you haven't? And when I've gone back to the venue, they've got the mic in my hand straight in there, and it's like, wow. Some people are scared to sing karaoke because they think the voice is crap, they don't think the lyrics is going to be right and stuff. And like I say, it's down to confidence at the end of the day, Sean. It's the same with yourself when you step on stage. You must have some type of shiver going on, or once in a blue moon, because it's one of them.
You love, right? I mean, I don't know about you, but that's the feeling I crave. You know, that sort of energy. And when you know you're nervous, but you just step out there and do it, and then something sometimes happens when you're in front of a crowd, when you sort of feel like you've got them in the palm of your hand, and there's no better feeling when you know they're having a great time. But what you were saying there, you've got to remember that, like, a lot of people, they've got their own thing going on. You know, for some people might just want to be kicking back. Other people might be like, I don't care about the music, I'm just here to sort of like meet a partner or something. You know? You just never know. And like, as I say, I've stepped out to a crowd and thought everything should be right tonight. You know, it's like a bank holiday. This is happening. Yeah. And it just isn't quite there. Something's flat, and you don't know, anything could have happened. But then there's other times when, for example, you think, oh, I'm not too sure about this. You think I'm having an incredible time. You just can't odds it. But it's all really interesting, and I think all performers and anybody in that puts themselves out there like what we are, they're always craving that same feeling.
Yeah, that's the best feeling, to be honest with you. But I've faced some technical problems myself, because you can't rely on technology, as you know.
Of course, the internet's just dropping out, but that's the way of the world now. You see it like they have people on like this mornings, and you see their internet going off, and you just go, oh, it's awful. But there's nothing you can do when technology just lets you down.
It's not. It's like when I've done a gig here and there, and it must be maybe about 5 times out of the whole year I've been doing it, when your laptop freezes, and you're at a gig, and it's like, no, this is doing it to me. And you're like, right, phone jack, plug it in my phone, play that, and and somebody comes up to you when they're first coming in the venue. You're playing off your phone? No, my computer's just crashed. I've had plenty of them. A few years ago, well, I'm talking of 5 years now, I did a different wedding, and it was a late evening one, and I had somebody with a glass of wine, as the investors coming, something's going to happen, and I said, don't kneel over. No, don't kneel over. She had high heels on, she was tipsy, and it just went like that, right in the laptop. And I said, look, gonna have to shut down. I spoke to the bride and groom, and I was like, what's wrong? I said, she approached me with a glass of wine. Like I told everyone, do not approach me with any type of spirits or any liquid forms in a clean way. And they went, what's wrong? I said, my laptop. Bride and groom paid me a good chunk of money for doing it, so I wasn't really fussed on that, so I did get it replaced. And the woman they told to leave the party because she was quite, like, tipsy and everything, but they was like, oh, do you want us to pay some extra money for the laptop? I said, it should be here. And she was like, you need to claim on your insurance. And I'm like, no, you're alright, I don't want my insurance going up. I said, I don't think you would want your car if you drive anyway, but it was, I've faced a lot of things, to be honest, and it's like, I think when you're out there being an entertainer, it's a test when you go out. Yeah. When you have technical problems.
There's lots of things. I mean, I've turned up and the system's just absolute rubbish, and because I come sort of I don't go self-contained anymore. I used to kind of like man up with a system and plug in. This was long before X Factor, just doing and stuff. But nowadays I don't do that. I go out to places that come prepared already with their system. And sometimes, I mean, you know, for the rider it has to be a certain sort of spec, but sometimes you turn up and it's just awful, you know, and they don't know what they're doing, and, you know, it really can make or break the gig as well, because it's so frustrating when, you know, your sound's not good, you're not coming across as well as you possibly can, because you put so much into it, you know, you've probably done your body warm-ups, your vocal warm-ups, you're getting your head straight to kind of take off. And yeah, I think that what you said there, like going and doing all the gigs that I did beforehand when I was really young, kind of gave me that you know, learning how to deal with these different things. And
it's like a learning curve. It's like a learning curve at the end of the day, isn't it, really?
Yeah, and it gets, no matter how big it gets, you're still learning something from it, you know. And even if it's a small one, something might come up that you haven't dealt with before, that you now go, right, if that situation comes up again, I'll deal with it in this way. And it's something that definitely has helped me over the years with performing and stuff. Once you get it down to sort of a fine art, you've got everything down, nothing, you feel like nothing's taken away from you, especially in that case. But I suppose with you, it's like when all the songs are changing continually.
Oh,
you
that's terrible.
You know, it's a lot more difficult. I think once you've got a good set down that you know is trying to test it really works, you can get quite easily in this stage, you know. But it's a lot different, I guess, with things change all the time.
It changes all the time, because I've got one eyebrow. I started off, when I first going out, I started off small, started with 10 terabyte, and then as time's gone pursued, I'm up to 10 terabyte now.
Wow.
And it's like, that's 12 years. It's like
you've got to have everything that you want.
Yes, and updating your music. People don't understand, because you do get some things passed from other DJs. I will admit, every DJ does it. But then when you buy it and you're at a gig and they say, "Oh, have you got this song? What's just been released?" And I haven't bought it yet. Can't you buy it now? I'm like, so you want me to buy an album for £14 to play for you one song? I'll wait till I do my order and get all my bits I need and update my database, then I'll do it. Oh, but no, the DJ would have the problem. They'd go on YouTube and they'd download it or play it off YouTube. I said, that's not my style. My style is what I've got on the hard drive, I will supply you. Because I don't want copyright coming in and saying, by the way, if you got da-di-da-di-da-di-da, why are you on YouTube, etc., ANZ? Because some venues have a license for music and then some places don't. So if you haven't, like some DJs haven't, they haven't got a license, so they'll go in a venue and say that they've turned up copyright. They're like, well, the venue hasn't got a license, where's your license?
Yeah.
And that's where it all comes in, and that's where you have to go put bits and bops and then your hard drives there. And if your hard drive's there, for example, a DJ, what hasn't got a license, that hard drive's gone. And then if you haven't got a backup, you're actually gone. You have to start from getting it all back, all that work of getting your music or however you sourced it or whoever it came passed down from. Because some of the stuff I go around clubs when I have a drink and stuff and I speak to DJs and they play some wicked stuff. I mean wicked, I love it. And I couldn't be cheeky, I couldn't like come and see it one day. I couldn't get some of your material. And they're like, you haven't paid for it, have you? But I paid for it. I'm like, it won't matter. I'll give you a few bits of what's on mine if you like. Yeah, and it's like a passing trade, to be honest with you. And some of the stuff I've indeed from clubs what shut down, it's some of the stuff's just like mental, and you can't even get it. And it's like, wow. Looking back and playing it, it's like I remember when that club used to be up, and I remember when that club used to be up, and that was a banging night.
Yeah.
So, and then when you play it now, people are like, where did you get that from? That's wicked. Where did they play that? Where have you played that? I said, oh, venue what shut down like 6-7 years ago. Oh, why did it shut down? It was banging. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I've got no answer for you there, to be honest with you.
Money, probably.
That's the one, money. So yeah, Sean, is there anything else you want to say before we end this interview this evening?
Not really. I think we've covered a lot. It's gone kind of like topic a lot.
It's gone off topic and on topic and stuff.
Yeah, it's cool to hear from a DJ's perspective. It's completely different to the kind of stuff I do, but we both sort of feel similar stuff. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
Obviously, it'd be great to sort of mention to everyone watching about the album and the single and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
www.seansmithsolo.com. You can connect with me on there and everything. I'm always great with the fans and stuff, so definitely come to get everybody to come down and say hello to me.
That's about right. Well, when I edit this video, I will be putting one of your latest video tracks with the video, and then it'll come straight into the interview with your name underneath, my name underneath me, etc. And it'll have a end, basically like a DVD, to be honest. It was adding it, blah blah blah, and a big thanks at the end, etc. So it's quite smart when it finishes. Like I said,
sort of cut out if I babble on too much and stuff.
I think it's the way around.
I want to tell you this story because it's absolutely hilarious. And as a DJ, it's like, oh my god, so embarrassing. So me and my sister used to go out for like DJ sets, believe it or not. But we kind of like pitched for, like, we were always pitching, you know when they do like school disco night?
Yeah,
sort of
old
vibe.
school style.
And all the girls, all the girls sort of turn up as schoolgirls and all that, and all the boys sort of dress up.
Yeah.
It's that sort of vibe, like, it's just silly, it's just fun and old school. So we used to get booked for a lot of those because it kind of suited Same Difference, and it was like supposed to be all this old school sort of like pop, and it's supposed to be like kids disco. Anyway, there was loads of different nights going on in each room, and like Jay from the In-Betweeners had a room, and then there was like a DJ from Radio 1 in another room. Well, anyway, but people were like, our room was quite full at times. It was really good fun, and I think that they would move from room to room depending on different music. And obviously, it was on, So we were obviously, in that case, we're kind of like competing for people, aren't you?
Yeah.
Which is a whole other story. It's a lot more difficult. But I remember it was a time when, you know when Glee was like huge.
Yes. Back in the day.
So we were like in the room, and then all of a sudden we put on Don't Stop Believing, and it absolutely went off. Like, and you notice like tons of people coming in, and it was that time when that was happening. I think people really embraced it's a sort of disco vibe. Anyway, I was like, that really works, and it was like such a big tune. I was loving it. And as the night sort of went on, people were leaving. It was coming back and forward. We were finding it a struggle to kind of keep the vibe going, as you say.
Yeah.
You know, you can feel it happening, can't you?
Yeah.
So Sarah was like, what do we play next? And I was like, we just need to get that vibe back that we had when we played Don't Stop Believing earlier. And we were looking for the tracks, but is there anything similar that's going to be like that kind of vibe? And I was like, right sis, I've got an idea. Just play it again. A lot of these people have gone and come back. They will probably appreciate it to fill our room back up again.
Yeah.
So we've gone for it, and you'll get Thomas again. Sing some twice.
Don't play it twice.
Oh my god, and the room cleared. It was like, bro, I was like, absolutely shame. But Sarah would look at me like, what have you just done? I was like, so sure, but obviously, I'm not a DJ. I'm not an experienced DJ. I don't know what I'm doing. We've been booked to these sets and sent off with like, you know, a bunch of CDs or whatever and a jump drive and stuff. And it's like, just do it, you know. It was they think it makes me laugh, and they think these sort of celebs or whatever can do DJ because they haven't got a clue. 9 times out of 10, they'll like pay someone to come on with them that actually knows what they're doing. You know?
well, you can't say you haven't tried it. To be honest with you, a lot of singers wouldn't have actually tried it. They might have thought, "Oh, no, I won't try it." But I'll give you the benefit. Yeah, you actually tried it.
Oh yeah, but we never should have done it. It was all a bit of like, you know, it suited that vibe, like school disco nights and stuff like that. So we had about 5 or 6 gigs. Like, it was just another something they offer, you know, which I thought was quite fun. But dude, like, absolute suicide. I learned the hard way.
Okay.
I thought I'd leave you with that story, so you can just
that's alright, Sean. So where can the people find your material, Sean? If you want to tell them that.
Yeah, well, like I said, everything's on www.seansmithsolo.com. That's spelled SEAN, not like you. So, people can find all my stuff on there, Twitter, Spotify, and everything. Listen to all my new stuff, and also as well. And I'm usually great at getting back to stuff, and I love us all to go on this journey together. So,
that's brilliant, neat sorted. So what I'll do is I'll end this interview. Thanks for joining me, Sean. And I shall. That's alright, no problem. And I'll tag you on Facebook, but I haven't got any Facebook, so I'll send you an email over, and hopefully speak to you very shortly, Sean.
Perfect. Thank
Great having you, Sean.
Top,
See you later.
I really appreciate it. Great chatting. Cheers for that.
See you later, Sean.
Bye bye.
See you later. Bye.
For all private DJ hire, whether it's your wedding, your anniversary, or a birthday party, call us today. 07902 077 304 or find us on Facebook. Sound Active Entertainment. 5-star rated.